So good afternoon everyone. My name is Maurya Hanspal and in this session we're gonna talk about one of the unique things in market, like which has recently come into place. And that we call it as your small cases. So these are some kind of financial instruments or a kind of financial instruments which have come into the market and they be an improved version of the various kinds of the mutual funds that we have. So when we talk about the index funds, we talk about the passive strategy in mutual funds. We talk about the active strategy of mutual funds. Then we talk about the ETFs, like which can be bought and sold in the market. And then they have the small case funds. So what exactly is the small case funds? So ultimately, again, it's a portfolio and you have the basket of securities. And this portfolio is customized or custom built for your preference. And these might not be the traditional portfolios, like as we find in case of the different banking companies. Like they have their tailored made portfolios or they have their standard portfolios that cannot be modified. But what happens in a small case, the first thing is the shares actually come into your demat account. In case of the mutual fund, the shares do not come into your demat account and they go to the account of the broker. So individually, the shares come to your account in the case of a small case. And you can buy and sell the shares also in this small case. You can buy and sell the share, like particularly, like for example, if you have 5 shares into your basket, one, two, three, four, 5. So in the case of mutual funds, you do not get the shares, you just get the units. You can just redeem, buy and sell the units, but you cannot particularly or individually buy and sell one particular share or change the portfolio. But in case of a small fund, if you do not like the share 5, you can sell it and like replace it with some other share. But some charges would be there for that, obviously. Okay, so that is like one of the advantages of the small case fund, which I feel. And ultimately, the shares are coming into your demat account. Literally, the shares are coming into your demat account, and that you need to know. The second advantage of the small case funding is that you can copy the strategy of a big investor. Copy the strategy of the big investor. These small case funds have literally come up with those funds or with those portfolios which are of the big investor. Like for example, you can find the portfolio of Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. You can find the portfolio of Vijay Kedia. You can find the portfolio of Mr. Damani. All these portfolios are available on the website and you can literally copy those portfolios. So the small case gives you an advantage to copy the portfolios of experts who have accumulated huge amount of wealth in the market. Okay, so you can copy the portfolios of those persons as well. The third benefit that you get in small case investing is something that is you can go for a theme. As nowadays we have seen a large amount of themes are being like trending in the market. Like when we talk about the clean energy theme, then people have been talking about the renewable energy. They have been talking about the hydrocarbon energy. They have been talking about the solar power. So all these things have been coming up in the market, right? So people have been starting to reduce the use of fossil fuels coal because coal is non-renewable. And why it is non-renewable? Because it takes millions of years for formation, and that also degrades the standards of the environment also. And as per the climatic reports also, the world climatic conditions are worse. They are kind of literally worse. Okay, so as to like reduce those emissions and those carbon emissions and carbon footprint, not only the Indian economy but the world economy is shifting towards clean energy, right? So that is like one of the theme. So you people can get a theme for the clean energy. That is all the companies who are focusing on the clean energy theme. Only the clean energy theme, a basket of stocks like would be like created for that. But in case of the traditional mutual funds, you do not find such kind of baskets. You just find the usual boring types of basket, multi-asset, multi-cap, flexi-cap, and all these funds, right? But in case of all this, you can get a particular theme here. Similarly, you people can get a theme for EV, the electric vehicle theme. So all those companies and commodities like which are into the EV sector, all those companies that manufacture the EV components, maybe engines or batteries, all these themes, all those companies supporting the theme would be there. Like when I talk about the renewable energy theme, the companies like Tata Power can be there. Companies like Adani Green can be there. Companies like your Suzlon Energy can be there. So when I talk about EV, a company like Tata Motors can be there because Tata Motors has already captured a large share in the four-wheelers. Tata Motor for the vehicles, Tata Elxsi for providing the IoT technology for EV, Tata Green for the battery purposes, Tata Power for charging the batteries. So when you talk about Mahindra and Mahindra, so Mahindra and Mahindra is for the buses or for your not two wheelers, your like three wheelers, your e-rickshaw and all those stuffs. We have JBM Auto for buses. In the two wheeler, Hero Motorcorp has occupied the space. But then you have the Minda Industries. You have the Sona Comstar for the auto component manufacturer. You have KPIT Tech for providing like technology and IoT services for EV. So all these companies and other companies might be there as well. Even your Borosil Renewables can be there in your clean energy theme. People tend to like underestimate this company, but this company is something which is the monopoly in manufacturing of the solar glass panels. Okay. Similarly, a theme can be there like which supports the rural theme, which supports the rural theme. That all those commodities and all those items which are being demanded by the rural areas. The largest share might be comprising of the FMCG commodities because ultimately the FMCG or the fast moving consumer goods industry is the one that supplies the maximum there. But when someone is focusing on the rural theme, the maximum, all those things items like be it the FMCG or the non-FMCG, the farm products might be like catered towards into this portfolio. Then you might have a real estate theme. It means all the sectors which are uh, part of the real estate directly or indirectly. Like they become a part of the real estate theme, right? So all your companies, your Godrej Properties, DLF, Purvanchal, your Lodha developers, Macrotech. So all these like which are into this, like the real estate, and also like some of these sectors which are um allied to this real estate or like related to this real estate. Like for example, when the demand for real estate or housing is on a boom, the demand for the cement is there. The demand for the cement companies, JK Cements, JP, Ambuja, Raymond, and also you can have the demand of the metals as well as steel, aluminium, copper, nickel, cobalt. You have demand of the paints also because ultimately when the house is being built, like you people need paints. So paint is also important. Painting is necessary. Asian paints, Berger paints, Indigo paints, Pidilite, all these will have a demand, right? And also your companies like which are into your like the wooden flooring and marble flooring, your Kajaria, Somani tiles, your the purpose is like relating to the creation of your sinks, wash basins, and toilets. You have the Acrysel companies there. Okay, so all these companies gonna like have a boost. Okay, so these companies are basically supporting the thing. So if I take you to the website, it says invest in small cases. So basically, all the brokers have had a tie-up. The 5 Paisa, Angel One, HDFC Securities, Kotak, Upstock, Zerodha, plus 8, all together. So small case is giving you a basket of stocks. See, invest in the brand value companies, all companies that have a brand value. Now it will tell you the all-weather investing. So all-weather investing is something which will go well in all the directions or all the weather. That be it is a boom, be it is a recession, this stock will give you a return. But obviously, all these have a systematic risk or the non-diversity. See, the IT tracker, it invests into IT themes. For digital inclusion, it's high volatility because it might include the companies which are into what? The companies which are into the platform companies. And the minimum investment amount is also very high in small cases. For affordable housing, all the themes for affordable housing would be there. Rising rural demand, all these would be there. Farmer tracker, all those companies good in the pharma industries. FMCG tracker, banking tracker, electric mobility or EV, and like looking for more themes and all. See, equity and gold, rising value and momentum, high quality rise. So large number of themes are there, and you people can even like select it from here. Like if you want a theme for ESG, all the theme like supporting the ESG will come up in here. Omni belief, compliance check, ESG. So all these you can go for, but the minimum amount is also very high, and that you need to know. And the volatility has been mentioned clearly. And if you go as per popularity, EV is going the best one. Investment amount, see, if you want under 5,000, they say like no small cases found. If I go to asset allocation, 5,000 wale bhi like top 100 stocks, equity and gold, so that you can found easy. Okay, that's all for